All right, DJ Podcast. Bears win. Caleb Williams is looking great. This week, I am going to start off today's show with a song by Dave Swerski. I got his permission from TikTok to go ahead and play his songs on my podcast. So here we go. Here we go. A Dave Swerski song. Bear down, guys.
Numbers win, bear down. Top Bears. Numbers win, bear down. Got it turned around. Top Bears win, bear down. We're crushing now. Crown turned upside down. Top Bears. Finally we tried rushing. We ran the ball. Love to see it. First half was not too pretty. Was scared there'd be some sadness in the windy city. Defense kept on pressing, clawing, fighting, scratching. Finally found our rhythm, offense got some traction. Cause when the team got right, started playing with the fundamentals, rhythm, and we ran and passed. O-line finally moved some bodies, yeah. Plus to a bummer, maybe felt that heat. Then the Rams were beat with that pick up on your feet. Sing out, Dub Bears, cause we won. Dub Bears! Got it turned around. Dub Bears win, bear down. We're crushing now. Crown turned upside down. Dub Bears! Finally we tried rushing. We ran the ball. Love to see it. Dub Bears win, yeah. Dub Bears win, yeah.
I got permission from Dave Swerski to put his music sometimes on my podcast. You know, I can use his music as long as I mention it. I really only do it on the wins, though. I don't like the sad songs. I don't like putting on the sad songs. But he is on TikTok, Dave Swerski. That's Swerski, Swerski. He's one of my favorite Chicago Bears TikTokers. He does these parody songs. They're just fantastic. Anyways, what a fantastic game. You know, they won that game. It was ugly. You know, there's a lot of penalties that first quarter. I was feeling kind of scared. I was thinking to myself, they're going to lose this game because of penalties. And that would just be painful. Because I've been saying it every single week. All these games this year for the Bears have been one-score games, within one score. That's all it would have taken. One score. And so every single week I'm watching these games saying, look at the penalties. The other team's giving us 100. We give them like 80 yards. 80 yards in penalties. It is freaking crazy how many penalties we had, especially in that first half. It was looking shaky. Williams was 17 for 23, 157 yards, 6.8 yards average. He was sacked 3 times, 1 touchdown. That was to DJ Moore. That was a really good touchdown. Right on the money. Pinpoint accuracy, right on the money. The only place you could have thrown that ball. It was a super tight window to DJ Moore. Perfectly executed pass, perfectly executed catch. That's what we've been waiting for this year. No, it wasn't 450 yards, 4 touchdowns. It was 157 yards, 1 touchdown. Just making sure that we're making those short passes. Just honestly, he had those checkdowns down pat in this game. He overthrew some guys again. That was a little bit frustrating, but overall, the Bears reacted to Caleb Williams is reacting to what to do with a shitty O-line. Having an O-line that just doesn't give him a lot of time. He looked like he was really trying hard, get that ball out early, and have it be sharp, have it come off, and just be good. On the money. Let's make those passes. And I do think he's going to start hitting some of those long passes to Odunze. He cannot keep overthrowing people. There was a play early that went over DJ Moore's head, but for some reason DJ Moore kind of backed off of it. I wonder if the play wasn't really meant for him. I don't know. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He's a really good wide receiver. Some miscommunication. Yeah, I said it in the last one. They don't look. DJ Moore and Caleb Williams, they're having trouble being on the same page. I'm seeing it in this game where I would say that the Bears even played well. And it's just crazy just how much DJ Moore and Caleb Williams is just not on the same page. Man, one good thing to see, another positive out of this game was DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift, this is what you want to see out of him. He had receiving yards 72. Let me see what he did in rushing here. 93 receiving yards or rushing yards. That's what we want to see. Roschon Johnson. Finally, we're seeing Roschon Johnson at the goal line. Not any trick plays, running up the middle. He got a touchdown. Just something like 4th and 1, 4th and 2, exactly what we needed to see last week. And once again, we lost last week. Less than one score there. Instead of doing that jet sweep option play that ruined last week for us. It made us question DeAndre Swift, even though he had a comeback game this week. They did exactly what we wanted them to do. Power play it. Roschon Johnson has turned out to be a great 3rd down, 4th down, get 2 yards. He's getting more than 2 yards. He's getting 4 or 5 yards. He's busting through that line. It's exactly what we got Roschon Johnson to do, and that's what we want him to be doing. A huge positive this week, Tory Taylor. 4th round draft pick, 66-yard punts, flipping the field, putting him down within the 10, pinning him back. This is exactly what we want to see from Tory Taylor, especially since we spent a 4th round pick on him. I still think we didn't have to do that. That was a Ryan Poles mistake. I at least think that we could have got. I don't think he was leaving. Tory Taylor. But anyway, he's a Bear. He's doing awesome. You can't argue with the results. Finally this week, if we're gonna have a 4th round draft pick punter, he's finally showing us what we can do with that. Really, totally changing the whole flow of the game. Now, I'm paying attention to it. And finally this week, looking good, Tory Taylor. Let's keep that up. It's one of those things. You look at the field, the flow of this game, the defense stepping in again. Just getting. They had one interception reversed because of he forgot to reestablish himself in bounds or something like that. So basically, 2 interceptions. There was a fumble recovery. The Bears defense, the Rams offense wasn't looking all that bad. It wasn't crazy. It wasn't looking all that bad. Stafford had 224 yards, and 0 touchdowns, but he was moving the ball. 1 interception. He was sacked 3 times. 20 for 29. That's not bad. 20 for 29. By all means, he almost had a better game than Caleb Williams, but Caleb Williams was able to find the end zone. The Bears' defense is that good this year. They're incredibly good, holding another team to under 20 points. And the Rams are one of those teams, they can go out and beat you. It's not like Matthew Stafford's a bad quarterback. It's not like Matthew Stafford was having all that bad of throws. I was watching the game. The Bears' defense showed up big when they really needed to show up. They stopped them. Just the right amount, just the right amount of effort on both stopping the run and blocking passes and intercepting. The Bears defense is on point. And like I keep saying, that's what's going to save Matt Eberflus's job, is this defense holding this team together. And then look at the offense, putting up some points. Easily improvement by Caleb Williams. The offense ran and looked like a real NFL team offense. Maybe not the best NFL team, but they got the job done. I even saw some plays where Caleb Williams was reading the defense and motioning to change the play. A little bit of audibling going on by Caleb Williams. A little bit of reading the defense. Staying in that pocket. It's collapsing around him. Looking poised. I always say, when a quarterback, when they use the term poised and the quarterback is hit, but it completes the pass, that's good. When he scrambles and he gets sacked and doesn't complete the pass, that's not. I mean, I know that's simple, like no duh, but it's like the way it looks smoother. The whole line needs to still work on stuff, but definitely a much better ball game all the way around. We can see, this is what I wanted to see from week one. This is what we were hoping to see. A little bit over expectations. A little bit, there was so much hype. There was so much hype around Caleb Williams. Number 1 drafted overall, being put in the best all preseason. Caleb Williams is being put in the best position, a rookie quarterback, starting week 1 quarterback. With Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, all these weapons. He's going to be the greatest just because he's being put in this position. So many weapons. Him saying, I'm not going to have to punt. All this hype. That's another reason why week 1, week 2, especially week 1, we were like, oh my God, what's going on? Let's give him some time. But he looked so bad. And then week 2, he looked a little better. Week 3, he's starting to pick it up. And now here we are, saying, hey, he kind of looks all right. Part of the reason is the hype. The hype put around him. A lot of pressure. A lot of pressure for him to look good. Just coming in and need him to look good, need him to feel good, And he's finally, let's see how he looks against the Panthers. It might be another type of breakout game where, the Panthers aren't that good of a team. They're not that good of a team. They're definitely a very beatable team. So Bears can maybe get some roll on, get some going, get some momentum going, and actually come up with these 10 wins that we've been hyping this entire preseason. The players went up to Shane Waldron and Eberflus and said, hey, Waldron, you gotta be holding everyone accountable. Veteran players saying, Let's make this coaching staff good too. That gives me some hope for the future. The players are trying to say, look, we have a good team here, guys. We need some good coaching. We got a lot of young rookies on this team. We need to be coached. We need to be held accountable. We want to be a good team, but we want you guys to be good coaches. That's pretty cool. It gives me hope. It gives me hope for this Bears game, for this Bears team, 2020. And this team has a lot of room for improvement. But you know what? You're 2-2. You're 500, and you got the easy schedule coming up. This should be the part of the season that we're kind of excited because we can put together some games, some wins here, and feel confident. Next, we got the Panthers. That should be a win. The Jaguars in London. Only because it's in London, you kind of go, I don't know. But I think the Bears are better than Jaguars. The Washington Commanders, Jaden Daniels, he's pretty good. I'm a little bit concerned about that game. I'm not lying to you. Cardinals, I think, are going to be a win. And I think Patriots are going to be a win. Packers, we'll see. They're the Packers aren't looking as good as they were last year, but it's early on. Jordan Love's good. I have a feeling by the time the Bears play the Packers are going to look good. The Packers always look better versus the Bears. That's rough. The Vikings are rough. Lions are rough. Boy, until we start getting into the division games, that's when it gets rough. The 49ers, Vikings again, Lions again. The next easy game is after that's the Seahawks. And then we end in Green Bay. Boy, that's going to come down to being crazy. Look, the Bears have it set up. They got some easy games to work out some of these kinks, to see really what Caleb Williams is all about, to really see if this defense could keep it up. See if we can get Roshan Johnson the ball. Maybe DeAndre Swift can keep up his game. Montez Sweat's having a big year. Jaquan Brisker's having a really big year. And I'm seeing TJ Edwards. He's doing pretty good. The defense is just it's unbelievable. Every single time I'm looking up and the defense is rushing to the ball. They're scrappy. They really are. I think that's what's going to hold this team together. Once again, monsters of the midways. And if the offense could put up 1, maybe 2 scores, if you get 3 scores out of this Bears offense, I mean you're going to win. That's what I'm thinking with this Bears defense. And if you put up 21 points on 21 points, maybe a couple of field goals in there. If you're at 24, the Bears' magic number, I think this year is going to be about 28. You're winning if you're hitting 28 points with the Bears defense this year, because you're holding the other teams to back. I mean, they'll probably tire out. They'll probably tire out and have to catch that second win. If they plan on doing anything in this back half, because this back half is tough. That's when you're playing. That's when you start playing some of the good teams. You know what I mean? Once you hit the Lions, the Packers. The Packers are the first like tough team, divisional game. Oh, that's rough. That is rough. Whew. At least it's in Chicago. So, anyways, it was a great game. Caleb Williams. I'm excited. This game brought me back because Williams really looked well. The coaching, I didn't see any really stupid coaching plays. There was that weird thing. They took the penalty or declined the penalty on the delay of game to put the punter. I don't know. There was one kind of bad call, but they're wasting timeouts. Like they wasted a timeout because they didn't know what to do with the delay of game. Like they should have just taken the 5-yard penalty. You got the best punter in the whole league, and it's like, what are you doing there? Like let's just take the penalty, run out the time. Don't use a timeout. Don't use a timeout to avoid a delay of game penalty. That was the only bad thing with the play calling. But I think the coaching is going to get a little bit better. I think the coaching staff, they're going to work on putting together when do we call timeouts. I really hope they kind of sit back and look in the mirror a little bit with that shit. Maybe the players will say something because they called the meeting about the play calling. Maybe they'll call a meeting about when we should take timeouts. Get on the same page with that. Anyways, guys, DJ Podcast, talking Chicago Bears football. I think that's going to do it for this week. David James, bear down, guys. Let's go.